This video is about the crash that the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, had the other day. The old boy's he's 97 and he's had a crash. He's apparently the sun was in his eyes. He's pulled out and he's hit a car, or a car's hit him, and it's a crash. And there has been nobody killed. Fortunately, nobody's been killed. There was a child involved who was in the back of the car that was in collision with the Range Rover, Freelander, sorry. But there seems to be a bit of a big hoo-ha about that the Duke was driving at the age of 97. Now, I am not in favour of people who are approaching the century driving, okay? I am a royalist. You know, I do believe that the country is better with a royal family than without a royal family. But I don't think the Duke is above the law, right? No royal member of the royal family is above the law. So I do believe that when you get to a certain age, you should be taking a test or some kind of health certificate that you can see, you can hear, you're aware, you've got your wits around you. So at the moment, it's all in the papers about this. Just 1 second, I will bring the lady's name up. She's plastered all over the place. And her name is Emma Fairweather. She's 46. And she was in collision with the Dukes of Hazzard. Everybody seems to have latched onto, call him the Duke of Hazzard. The guy fought in the war. You know, show a bit of respect. Yes, he said the odd thing wrong. But whose dotty old Duke, uncle, granddad doesn't say stupid things? No doubt when I get to his age, I'll be saying, I do say stupid things, but no doubt, you know, that's the way it is. So, but my point is here at the moment, we've got Emma, right, Fairweather. Who's her name, Fairweather? Fairweather. She's in the paper, she's got her arm in plaster, she's crying, she's moaning because the Duke hasn't been in touch and said sorry and all that kind of thing. Buckingham Palace apparently did release a statement saying, you know, hoping you're all well and everything like that. It just seems to be a bit, oh, it's the Duke, we better make the most of it. He's 97, we better make the most of it. I smashed my Ford Orion up once, and it was when Liverpool played Sunderland in the FA Cup that day, a fair few years ago. And I was coming back from a village near where I live, and there was diesel on the road, and it was wet. I wasn't going particularly quick for a lad in his 20s. I ain't going to lie. I wasn't being slow, but I wasn't being quick. Anyway, I've come round the corner, spun it down the road and gone straight into the side of a Rover. There's kind that Dirty Den used to drive, the ones with the real pointy front. And to be fair, I ended up sitting on top of the handbrake because I'd hit it. And I think he was coming at a fair pace. And obviously you put two moving objects together, you create quite a bit of force, velocity or whatever it is. So we've all had a crash as such. Not all of us, no doubt. But, you know, and that was the last... No, it weren't, because I smashed my dad's transit up, didn't I? Ran into the back of Tony Neal. That weren't very good either that day. But my point is that we've all had a crash. And, you know, when I had a crash, I didn't go around apologising, knocking on the doors and stuff like that. The car insurance and the van insurance was there to cover that. So that's it. But because it's the Duke, this woman feels like she's standing there with her arm like in a blue plaster and all this. You know, yeah, it could have been serious. It could have been serious on the fact that there was a child in the car and everything, and there were glass and that flying everywhere. So I totally understand what she's saying, but what I'm saying is, it's the Duke, and he's human like everybody else. He can make a mistake. Now, if he should be driving, hopefully he's taken all the medical precautions and the test to say that he can drive. Yes, the next day he got another brand new Freelander and went out without his seatbelt on. But I see people out there on the road without the seatbelts on. I see people out there on phones and stuff, and nobody seems to be saying anything. Now, you get young people out there. They're in a souped-up Corsa. Not everybody in a souped-up Corsa goes out like that. But let's face it, there's a majority of them out there. And they're all racing around. And they're all, you know, and there's quite a few crashes, but nobody, he seemed to be making that kind of hoo-ah and noise because they're not the Duke of Edinburgh. Every crash is the same. So what I'm saying is every crash is the same. Everyone is important to the person involved in it. Not everybody apologises. I didn't apologise to that bloke whose rover I hit because, one, I was concussed. I didn't know where I was going. Two, I never seen him again. And three, my insurance did it all. So, yes, it was an accident. Yes, you can say, but who actually goes and chases the person up that they've hit if they don't get the chance to apologise? And don't get me wrong, there's people out there who have had accidents and say, oh, I'm ever so sorry, I'm sorry, I'll never drive again and all that thing. You know, but it's not everybody does it. And I can't see what... Yes, it's the Duke. Yes, he's married to the Queen. Yes, he's the royal family. 1 minute you're moaning because he's not, you know, they think he's something above something, and then they're moaning because he's not being normal. So, yes, if he shouldn't be driving, he shouldn't be driving. Stop him. Stop him. He's 97. I don't see how he could possibly have the awareness of when he was, I don't know, at least in his 70s. I mean, my old man drives, and I went and helped him with something the other day, and he's quite happily driving through the city centres and stuff, and he has got his wits around him. I mean, the old man, he must have driven 800,000 miles or something. You know, he must have been up there with bloody Clarkson, the amount of miles he's done with his work and that. And my old man, he's never had a speeding ticket. He's never had a crash, thinking about it. He's never had a crash. So my old boy's been driving since he was like in his teens. He's been driving like 50-something odd years. And he's all right. So he's obviously got his whereabouts to know where he's doing. And the Duke, he's cracking on, isn't he? Let's face it. He gets a card off his wife every year. So when he gets to 100, he'll have to get 2, no doubt, that we will probably be paying for through our taxes and stuff. But that's not the point. My point is, yes, he's had a crash. He hasn't got to go and hunt them down and apologise, because there's enough people out there who have crashes who have got no insurance, no tax, no whatever. The car shouldn't even be on the road. Just leave it. Stop trying to make out it's something different to everybody else just because it's the Duke. I can honestly admit now, if I had a smash now and I was like the Duke and he got whisked off to hospital, I wouldn't be looking for the person I crashed into. And I'll tell you something else. The person crashed into me. I won't be expecting an apology. As long as the insurance pays out, I couldn't give them, I couldn't care less. As long as they're insured, as long as everybody's got up and walked away, all right, she's got a bit of a broken wrist. It happens. If everybody thought like that, she's there, he's crashed into me, I don't know. Get up, get on with it. It's the trouble with this country. We've got too many people moaning and wanting a bit of fame for 5 minutes. You'll get your insurance, you'll get your new car. Yes, you've had a crash. It's life. Get up, get on. All right? Laters.